everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanna. Today I'm going to be doing a collaboration with my friend Elise here on YouTube, and she also goes by Panda Replay over on Instagram. She's a huge part of the panning community. She takes part in the Pantastic Ladies group on Facebook. So she does a lot of project pans and makeup rehab style videos. She loves indie beauty in particular. She doesn't buy a lot of like really huge makeup products from huge makeup brands. She prefers to focus on smaller brands, which I like. I try to do more of that myself wherever I can. So I'm going to leave her channel and her Instagram, her video, everything down below if you would like to check her out. I'm really excited to be doing this video with her today, and what we're doing is actually a new tag. I kind of thought that maybe we could do something that involved the alphabet in some way or another, and so I asked Elise, is there something we could do where we either ask questions or do some sort of makeup application and we randomize the alphabet, so then it's like eye products that start with, and then we spin the wheel on our phones and it comes up with a letter and we have to correspond with that. And Elise suggested we do this with a question answer style because that would be easier for her to film right now. Although if you really wanted to, like, you could definitely take this and apply it to your makeup application, because you could say, I'm going to do a blush. If you have a lot of makeup, a blush in my collection starting with B. And that could be a brand, it could be the actual name of the blush. And you could just take it so many different ways. You put something in the crease that starts with an S. You know, like, it could just be kind of fun. So definitely could do this a few different ways. Today, what we're doing, I already have the random picker app here on this tablet because I use my phone to film. And basically, we're going to go through our collections and pick items that we have. And if we don't have items that correspond with that letter, we're going to talk about items that we would be interested in trying. And hopefully this turns out okay. It's not too boring. So first up, I'm going to talk about foundation. I figured primers, not that interesting, so let's talk about foundation. I'm going to spin the wheel, and it landed. It's a little bit leaning more towards N than it is on M. So do I have anything in my collection that starts with an N? I'm going to check. I do. I have the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. This is in their lightest shade, Pale. This is a very yellow toned foundation that comes in a very small bottle with a dropper. So you open it up here and it's very, very liquidy. So what do I think about this foundation? It's very hit or miss for me. I feel like some days I like it and some days I don't. I've talked about this before. It was like products I'm on the fence about. So I feel like some days it looks very dry and chalky and other days it looks absolutely fine. Also, the fact that this is not my exact undertone makes it so that when I apply it, it doesn't look quite right. I kind of have to mix it with something else to get more of a neutral undertone. Also, not a whole lot in here. You do have to use quite a few drops for your entire face. So it's under $20, but ends up being kind of the same as a foundation from Sephora when you think about it, because this is 0.43 fluid ounces for around $18 to $19. So really it evens out to be about the same in the end. So not my favorite. I wouldn't buy it again. Yeah, it's just okay. So next is concealer. I'm going to spin the wheel again. Oh, A. I have an A. This is the Annabelle Perfect Concealer in Fair. This is the lightest of 3 shades. That is very typical of Canadian makeup, that we have between 3 and 10 shades, so we don't have a lot to choose from. This isn't very light for somebody of my complexion. It's too dark for me, and obviously the other 2 shades are not much darker, so in that respect, it absolutely sucks. Now, how about formula? Formula-wise, it's just okay. I can't really use it on its own. I have used it on its own, and I can say that it's more of like a moussey, kind of thick concealer. It sticks down to the skin, so when you're blending it out, there's a little bit of trouble blending there. So, obviously, I have to mix it with something, and mixing it, I find, helps because I'm mixing it with a different concealer that often has a better formula than what this one does. Having said that, I feel like the undertone on this is quite strange. I'm not really sure about the other 2. I can't speak on those. And putting it underneath the eyes, I feel like even when mixing it with something else, that undertone never quite goes away. I feel like I can always see that there. And it's just kind of odd. It never blends into my skin no matter how much white or paler concealer I mix in with this. It's always there. I can always see it. So they just have a problem with their concealers, put it to you that way. Annabelle is not a brand you go to for your complexion products. It's just not. Highlighters, eyeliners, and lipsticks. Let's say powders. B. I don't have any pressed or loose face powders that start with a B. I'm trying to think if there's anything I would like to try that starts with a B. I know that there's one from Becca that's supposed to be like quite blurring for under the eyes. I know that their hydrating one it supposedly isn't that hydrating, but there's one that was like meant specifically to go under the eyes, and it came out around the same time as their under eye primer. Am I wrong about this? I think that's what it is. So I don't have really the money to spend on high-end powder products. I just buy what I can afford. But I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if I had the money, I would probably try that one. So let's try next blushes. D. This is the Pure Anada Pressed Cheek color in the shade Dahlia. That's not cheating in my opinion. I never specified it had to be a brand or a shade. So this is a very cool toned pink, but not in the sense that it's like a bright pink, like a really, like the type of pink that you'd see on a doll with the really pink cheeks. No, this is a dusty sort of pink, more like a mauve. So it is very cool toned, yet more subdued in shade. It's not a bright pink. However, very, very, very pigmented. They have the type of blushes that you have to just take your blush brush, tap it in, and then start blending. Also have to make sure that your face is mattified because it won't blend on sticky skin. And that goes for most blushes, but these ones especially, because they're so pigmented, they don't blend well on skin that hasn't been set. So it's worth mentioning. Obviously, you can see how huge the pan is. This is a NYX blush here that I depotted. And then this is a Pure Anada blush. They're about 9 grams. And they're, I think, $12 or $14. You get a lot of product. I do recommend them. They do also come in their own compacts if you would prefer that. So this is what it looks like in a compact. You can see it would pop out there if you'd like. Next, I'm going to do highlighters. starting with an F. I don't have any highlighters that start with F right now, so I'm going to have to think if there's a highlighter that starts with an F that I would like to try. I'm thinking I probably wouldn't mind trying one of the Fenty Beauty highlighters. Either when they come up with something that would look good on my skin, and there are probably a few that would work on my skin as highlights. But I wouldn't mind trying one that would look nice elsewhere on my face, because they have one that's pink and it would not work as a highlighter on me, but it's so beautiful. It's their new pink one called What a Brat, and it's just the prettiest pink. And if they come out with like a mini version of that, I really want to try that. I would try that as some sort of blush. I would try it as an eyeshadow. It's such a beautiful color. In no way, shape, or form is that a highlight for me, but it's such a gorgeous color, and it would probably look beautiful on other skin tones. They have a lot of different highlighter shades that are really unique. I don't really wear bronzer or contour enough to really choose that as a category, so I'm going to move on to eyebrows. Or, eyebrows aren't really that exciting for me. So, probably just eyeshadow next. I'm going to choose single eyeshadow. That looks to be an O. Let's see, do I have anything starting with O? I do not have any single eyeshadows starting with O. So I'm going to have a look around and see if there are any single eyeshadows I'd like to try that start with O. So immediately what pops up is Emme Cosmetics Orchid. It's like a pink purple metallic shade that's really, really beautiful. And if it's anything like Amaranthine, it's going to be highly metallic and really, really reflective. So I think that I would love to try that one. Most of the brands that I'm really interested in don't seem to have a whole lot of colors that start with O, so I'm going to leave it at that. Next, we're going to go to eyeshadow palettes. Starting with S. This is the only one I could find in my collection that starts with an S. This is the Saint and Sinner palette. It's also the largest palette in my collection. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's very big and a lot of beautiful colors. Unfortunately, I don't support the owner of this brand anymore, which means that I do kind of regret purchasing this because there's no way I'm going to be able to use all of this. Yeah, kind of sucks. I think that if I'd known what was going to happen, I wouldn't have bought it because it was very expensive, and I probably would have just waited and kept buying single shadows little bit by little bit. There's still some gaps in my collection that this fills, but it does kind of suck having this big thing, and yeah, every time I use it on camera I kind of feel bad, but yeah. And the shadows are really good quality too, that's the other thing. I feel like a lot of people, ever since they stopped supporting Kat, they're like, all of her products suck, and it's like, no, these ones didn't. I don't know about her newer ones, but the old ones definitely didn't. I'm going to do, let's see, eyeliners. I think that's very slightly on the L. So let's see. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever. It's just a pencil eyeliner in black. It's like a gel pencil. So I will see, it's very pigmented. So oftentimes when you see me wearing just a very thin line of black eyeliner pencil, and people have even asked me before, how do you get it so fine? It's actually just this. I press it up really, really close to my eyelashes on the top lash line and just create a line with this. I sometimes smudge it out, sometimes I don't. If you don't smudge it out right away, you won't be able to, because that stuff does kind of set down, hence the long lasting. Yeah, you can even tell here if I rub it, it's kind of hard to rub, which is good. So I definitely recommend it. It's very cheap. It's like $2.99 here in Canada, so it's going to be even cheaper in the US. I think it does come in a few other colors, including a teal, a very bright teal. And the quality is just really good. So, and let's see here. Mascara. S. I only have a few mascaras, so no, I don't have anything with an S. Okay, one mascara that I used to use all the time was the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant Mascara. It had this sort of tapered wand, so it was really fat at the bottom and then got skinnier and skinnier. And I would just continually get samples of this wherever I could. I don't think I ever had a full size. I could be wrong about that. And it was just an absolutely wonderful mascara. It just pushed your lashes up really high and made them really, really full. No, Makeup Forever is not a cruelty-free brand. If they ever became cruelty-free again, that would be the first mascara I would buy because it is so good. If you have a dupe for this, I want it because it is seriously one of the best mascaras I've ever tried. I've never found anything quite like it, so I'm still on the hunt. Let me know. Let's move on to lip products now. Let's go for liquid lip products. I'm going to include glosses in that. That looks like a Z. Yeah, I really don't think I have anything but a Z in my collection. I'm going to pick again. I'm having trouble finding anything with a Z, so... F. I do actually. I have this lip gloss here. This is from Urban Decay. It's our Hi-Fi Shine lip gloss in Fireball. Hopefully you can see on camera how cool this is. It is a lip gloss that's kind of peach pink and has lots of glitters, duochrome glitters in it. It's very, very cool. And even the packaging itself, oh, there's like even gold in it. Like, it's beautiful. And the packaging is gorgeous. This comes in a lot of different colors. It has a nice flat, flexible paddle applicator. And the formula is minty, so it feels really nice going on. And it's not too sticky. Feels very comfortable. Goes on top of other things very nicely. So this is a nice topper shade. You can wear it on its own, but because there's not a lot of pigment there, it goes beautifully over top of other things. So highly recommend these. They do go on sale sometimes too, so you can get them half price. And lastly, what I'm going to do is come up with traditional bullet lipsticks with a C. Let's see if I have anything with a C. This is the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche Lipstick Mini in Chai. This was part of the birthday set last year, so this is a little itty bitty that I've used quite a bit so far. It's a beautiful color, kind of a warm cinnamon brown red, kind of a brick terracotta red. And the formula itself is very, very hydrating. It feels thick when you put it on, so some people might not like that. I like that. It comes in a lot of different colors, so you're bound to find something you like. But kind of expensive. It's about $30 for a lipstick. Not sure I'd be willing to pay that unless I had a lot of money that month, but that rarely ever happens. But definitely a very unique formula. I haven't felt anything quite that moisturizing, but which stays put on the lips and doesn't slip around. Because usually when it's a lipstick that's more hydrating, you can feel it move around your lips quite a bit. But like I said, it's a thick formula that sticks down. So it's quite cool. So those are all of the things I was able to come up with. Hopefully I didn't do too badly. I'd like to see what Elease comes up with. I'm interested to see, because this is going to be something kind of like a game where everybody comes up with different things in their collection. If you have a really big collection, you'd probably be able to come up with something for every single thing, no matter what letter you land on. And if you have a small collection, then it's fine, because you'll be able to experiment with talking about different things you'd like to try in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to do this yourself if you have a channel, or just leave some of your answers down below. Please check out Elease's video and her channel. Again, I have that down below. And I post Mondays and Fridays here on this channel in the afternoons Eastern Time. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye everyone.